tell us a little about the new S-Works Tarmac.
Well, the first thing is you nailed the name. It's not an SL5. The key thing about this bike was we really wanted to develop it individually. We didn't want to just scale it. Before, all the bikes were 56. You know, the targets were set for that size, and then we scaled it up or scaled it down to fit that rider. So now what we did is we set individual stiffness and weight targets for each size, which was really cool because we were able to design what we call rider-first technology. So it looks at the individual needs of each rider at each specific size and says, okay, if you ride a 49, you need something different than, you know, Tom Bonin on a 61. So you'll notice across the line the two sizes are actually drastically different, along with the layups and all that. That's really the key thing about the bike. There's a couple other features. You know, we use different bearing sizes for 3 different bearing sizes across the range. And then you notice the most obvious thing is the seat tube is a little bit shorter. We were able to integrate the clamp and give a little more compliance in the ride quality.
So when you say bearings, is that in the head tube and bottom bracket, or just the head tube?
Just the head tube.
Right.
Yep.
And what about, so obviously rider weight's taken into consideration when designing it as well. Obviously, well, hopefully not you're going to get a short guy who's 120 kilos, but and vice versa.
Yeah, of course it happens. I mean, it's the limitation of designing a bike, right? The key thing was just we noticed the center of gravity matters the most. So like when you have a rider that's super, super tall, they're putting a very different stress on the bike during cornering than a rider who's short. So you're actually like the big guys are going into the turn and they have to correct once they get in it because they flex the bike into the turn and then they come up a little bit, correct, and then steer it the rest of the way through. So the key thing was really optimizing the bike so that when you dive into the turn, you're not loading that frame and then having it come back and having to correct. So that's the big thing.
Right.
There's an awesome video on our website about it.
Obviously you've got team input. Is there any particular team that has helped out in a big way?
Not really, to be honest. I mean, all the teams were on the SL4, so they all had feedback. We gave the bikes initially to Roche, Nibali, Scarponi. I think the one that stood out the most to me was Uran. He's got an awesome video of him descending in Colombia on the new bike, and he said it was amazing. We did have to work on some new tests in the lab to sort of isolate front end stiffness and back. But most of the development was on the road where we really saw what was happening. And we worked with McLaren on all that to help us with the simulator and stuff. So
you've gone back to McLaren like you did with Avenge?
Yeah. McLaren's still a partner. We have the S-Works McLaren TT helmet, and they helped with this bike. To be honest, I don't remember exactly how much they did. But yeah, we're always working together with them on all sorts of stuff.
And why is it not called the SL5 then?
It's sort of just to represent that it's a departure from that old way of thinking. You know, it's not just like we changed the paint and we, you know, put a new down tube on an SL4. It's really a completely new way of thinking about the bike.
Now, is there anything else in the pipeline? Any new alloy bikes coming out? Because the LA top-end alloy got massive reviews. People loving the smart weld technology.
Yeah. At the moment, I can't say anything about it, but we're always working on something.
The new bikes, the Tarmacs, what do you reckon?
I love them. They're
How
the joys of being a pro, you just get the new equipment thrown at you practically. So no, they're really nice. They're lighter and now it's raining. So I think I'm going to go into that porta potty and get a bit of shelter.
Handling wise, how do you find them?
Brilliant. Yeah. I don't know if I'm the right person to ask because, you know, give me a bike and I'll ride it. But for sure, it's a fantastic bike. Light, really nice, looks good.
You can feel the difference between that and the S4.
Yeah, I can. That I can. But and that only sort of really shows how good this is, because the S4 was really next to none, if you ask me. So if you can make a bike that's even better, then you're pretty well on your way.
There's a bonus for you from Specialized coming your way.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope so.
All right, mate. Have a good day. Okay. If I don't see you,
maybe they chuck me a few free bikes. No.
Yeah.